Welcome to Proverbs Every Day. My name is DJ. Today we're going to be doing Proverbs 19. Let's go ahead and have a quick word of prayer, and then we'll get started. Father God, thank you so much for this day. Thank you for all the things you've given us, many blessings that you bestowed on me especially. Thank you for my time here in Orlando with John Maxwell team and all the goodness. Thank you for literally hundreds of people this evening giving their lives to the Lord. A special prayer for those that it would be a true seed planted that sprouts. Father, I think of the young man I passed in the hallway reading a Bible for the first time. Just what a blessing that is. So Father, today especially I pray for all of these new believers, that they would be beyond blessed. They would find you, find your wisdom, find your life, and live it fully. Believing this is so, I pray all these things in Jesus' name.
It's time for Proverbs every day. Words of wisdom show you the way. Every month a whole new look, different version of the book. Reading the whole chapter each calendar day. Proverbs every day. Proverbs every day.
All right. So, as you probably gathered, I'm in a hotel room in Orlando, Florida. And I'm just at the John Maxwell conference. Just finished up today. More about that later. That's been great. But let's dive in for why you're actually here, which is Proverbs 19 in the Complete Jewish Bible. And I'm hoping that my translation matches what you have there below. You can follow along with the link. But in the app, this would be Michele. I'm pronouncing that right. That's Proverbs 19. Here we go. Better to be poor and live one's life uprightly than to engage in crooked speech. For such a one is a fool. To act without knowing how you function is not good. And if you rush ahead, you will miss your goal. Pretend I'm highlighting that because I am. That's absolutely a great one to highlight. Hey, come on. Okay. I'm trying to highlight and it's not working well. I'm remembering that now about the iPad. Not ideal. But yeah, that rushing ahead, you'll miss your goal. And not about that too, that to act without knowing how you function is not good. How you function. Verse 3, a person's own folly is what ruins his way, but he rages in his heart against Adonai. Read that again. A person's own folly is what ruins his way, but he rages in his heart against Adonai. Isn't that just so typical? That's like, everything's awful. It's God's fault. Verse 4, wealth brings in many friends, but the poor man loses the one friend he has. Which again, it's not saying that the wealth is more important, but it's saying that it's important to realize that this is, you can have a lot of false friends when you're in that space. And you can have some no friends if you're poor. So as our song for today is all about, it's better in the in-betweens. It's better to find that space in between. Verse 5, a false witness will not go unpunished. Whoever breathes out lies will not escape. Many ask favors of a generous person. To a giver of gifts, everyone is a friend. Yeah, that generosity is often abused, isn't it? As I replied, used to this. A poor man's relatives all hate him. Hate him. My goodness. Even more, his friends stay away from him. He may pursue them with entreaties, but they aren't there to be found. To acquire good sense is to love oneself. To treasure discernment is to prosper. It's another good one to highlight right there. A false witness will not go unpunished. Whoever breathes out lies will perish. It isn't fitting for a fool to live in luxury, and even less for a slave to govern princes. Verse 10 there actually might point back to a previous verses about it's important to follow wisdom and follow these pathways, because otherwise a slave might be doing that and rise above the sun, sort of thing. But this is very similar. Verse 11, people with good sense are slow to anger, and it is their glory to overlook an offense. Highlight right there. People with good sense are slow to anger, and it's their glory to overlook an offense. So it's not just that it's a nice to have. It's their glory to overlook an offense. Yeah. Imagine a world with that. Verse 12, a king's wrath is like the roaring of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. A son who is a fool is his father's ruin, and a nagging wife is like a leak that keeps on dripping. He was having a bad day. A house and wealth are inherited from ancestors, but a sensible wife is from Adonai. I like that too. Laziness makes people fall asleep, and an idle person will go hungry. He who keeps a mitzvah keeps himself safe, but he who doesn't care how he lives will die. He who is kind to the poor is lending to Adonai, and he will repay him for his good deed. Discipline your child while there is hope, but don't get so angry that you kill him. A violent-tempered person will be punished. If you try to save him from it, you make things worse. Don't miss verse 18 too there, by the way. I've talked about it a lot. Won't letting it go, but just in case. It's important to realize that discipline needs to be appropriate in its application, not done in anger. Discipline is appropriate. Getting so angry that you basically beat them is never appropriate. That's in Proverbs, just like spare the rod is proverb, okay? So for all of you that were hating on that, there it is. Both of them are right there. That in between. Better in the in between. Let's see. Likewise, verse 20. Listen to advice and accept discipline, so that in the end you will be wise. One can devise many plans in one's mind, but Adonai's plans will prevail. A man's lust is his shame. Poor man is better than a liar. Verse 23. The fear of Adonai leads to life. One who has it is satisfied and rests untouched by evil. Yeah. Good. It is that reminder that our fear needs to be in God alone. Our fear should not be anywhere else. Shouldn't be in, will we make ends meet? Will people not like us? Will I get robbed? Not appropriate. Keep all those fears with God. Especially the ones that actually keep us up at night. Most people are not up at night worrying whether they're going to be robbed. Most people are up at night worrying about if they're doing the right things in life and things like that. And it becomes a fear. Trust me, I know. Trust me. This is much for me as anyone else. That's why I highlight that verse every single time. Verse 24. The lazy person buries his hand in the dish, but doesn't even bother to bring it to his mouth. That's lazy. If you strike a scorner, the simple will learn to act wisely. Right? If you reprove the intelligent, he will understand what you mean. One who mistreats his father and evicts his mother is a son who brings them shame and disgrace. My son, if you stop heeding discipline, you will stray from the principles. This tells me that it's never done. Discipline is never something that stops. It's something you always need in your life. Now, whether that's discipline of literal correction or discipline of habit, you always need that in your life. That's why we do this every day. This is a discipline. Whatever it takes to make it happen. If it's recording it in a hotel room, whatever it takes to make it happen. Every day. Verse 28. A worthless witness mocks at justice, and the mouth of the wicked swallows wrongdoing. Judgments are in store for scorners, and blows for the back of fools. Yeah. I hope this was useful to you all. A couple things to show you about what happened yesterday. It was, as I mentioned, the final day of my process with the John Maxwell team. And we're proud to announce fully certified. It's a great thing. So it's something I've been working towards, and it's unlocking some things that I really am looking forward to sharing with you some opportunities that I'm going to have to do trainings with you all and with a lot of people in the world. A lot of validation of things that are going on, and just some opportunities that I just am really, really excited about for a new direction. Now, I'm sure people ask, did you get to meet John? And the answer is sort of. I did have a chance to have him sign a book. Let me pull that up here. We can get the page. So this is a book he co-authored with a guy named Chris Hodges. Didn't meet Chris, but I think he's here. But anyway, this is a version of his book from last year, The High Road Leader, and I am going to be making some content on this, and I'm really looking to do a deep dive study. I have felt right away, even though I haven't read this yet, that this is a message that the church needs. The Church of America specifically. And to get off of our high horses long enough to embrace the leadership lessons that Jesus had for us. And to make that a light that shines to the rest of the nation. I feel burdened with that. And so I'm going to be working on how I can be appropriately sharing some of this content with you without obviously violating any of my rules. But the nice thing about this is, as a certified member, I am able to do a lot, whether it's a private group, which is most likely what it'll end up being. So I will get you all informed about what that would look like. And some more good news. There is a charity that I'll be able to. So if I charge anything for it, there's a charity that I'll be able to let it go towards as well. That the John Maxwell Foundation is in the process of getting materials into schools, like literally into public schools. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. Getting leadership and values tools to children in this country. Already 1 million have been served by this, and the goal is 50 million within the next 5 years, and I think it's achievable. So, yeah, I just about that tonight, and I'm pretty pumped up about it. So, among other things that I'm pumped up with, like I mentioned in my prayer, over 100 people gave their lives to Christ for the first time tonight at our worship service tonight. And so I was just very blown away by that. Many of them had lanyards like mine, not on right now, but anyway, lanyards indicating that they were there for the whole week and hearing about all this, and then thinking that a lot of the messages just hit home. In other words, teaching about leadership led people to Christ. So, yeah, if you can't tell, I am super excited about all this. And so I'm going to leave you there. I'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed by the best, and then go be a blessing to all the rest. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
A king's wrath is like the roar of a lion. His favor is like dew upon the grass. Better a poor man whose walk is blameless than a fool whose lips are perverse or rash. When there's no knowledge in the soul, an unchartable heart is a faithless thing. Every day is like a rainy day when fortune smiles and suffering departs. Hearts sing. How much more will hasty feet go astray? If a man loves himself, he stands in solitude. The one who's poor is really rich, we could say. Find your true self in the in-between, neither rich nor poor, good unseen. Find your character in the in-between, neither rich nor poor, good unseen. Better the poor walking in integrity than one perverse of speech who is a fool. The one who gets wisdom loves life. The one who cherishes understanding will soon prosper. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the purpose that prevails. Find your character in the in-between. Neither rich nor poor, good unseen. Better the poor whose walk is true than the rich with a twisted view, chasing dreams that can't be found in hollow castles built on ground. A fool's rage brings only strife, but calm heads will save their life. Wealth may vanish in the night, but wisdom holds an eternal light. How much more will hasty feet go astray? If a man loves himself, he stands in solitude. The one who's poor is really rich, we could say. Find your true self in the in-between. Neither rich nor poor, good unseen. Find your character in the in-between. Neither rich nor poor, good unseen.
In the shadows, find your way, with a heart that won't betray. Fortune's whisper promises, but truth is found in proverb every day. Read a chapter each calendar day, Proverbs every day. A lazy hand will lead to lack. A diligent hand brings the stack. Light your way with what you know. Plant the seeds and watch them grow.
How much more will hasty feet go astray? If a man loves himself, he stands in solitude.